Welcome, wonderful, to Game 2 of Jeopardy for the 360. So far in Game 1, when we had our first one, we won $12,000. $12,000. Now it's Game 2, and we still have the same strikers as Eugene and Mikey. Let's get going.
Here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. Starts with the letter J. Beastly expressions. All about authors. Films from comic books. Movie adjectives, and historic amours. Player 1, you're in command of the board as we continue right now.
That was J200.
To cross the street illegally.
That's jaywalk.
Okay, Player 1. That's correct. We return to you, Player 1.
That was J4.
It's combat between two knights on horseback using lances.
What is Charleston?
Let's hear it, Player 1. Yes. You get to pick again, Player 1. It's the Daily Double. And you have the lead. Decide on your wager, Player 1.
Let's go. Let's make it a true Daily Double.
Answer this. Breed of cows named for one of the Channel Islands.
What is Jersey?
You have maintained your lead. Way to go. Please pick again, Player 1.
800.
Many computer games use this lever.
What is a joystick?
Player 1.
Yep.
That's it. Player
1.
Pick again. A green mineral or a fickle woman.
What is a jade?
Jade.
Yes, Player 1. Player 1, back to you.
Movie adjectives for 2.
1989. The Blank Baker Boys. Player 1.
I think I know it.
What is Fabulous Baker Boys? Wonderful.
Hold on. It's fabulous.
Good. You again, Player 1.
400.
2011. The Blank Lady.
What is the Iron Lady?
It's Player 1.
That's all
Player
about
one,
Margaret
again,
Thatcher.
Please.
6.
2000. The Blank Storm.
What is the perfect storm?
Player 1. Right. We return to you, Player 1. 1969. The Blank Bunch.
What is wild?
Player 1. Yes.
Wild Bunch in 1969.
Player 1. Back to you.
1000.
2005. The Blank Gardener.
What is the constant gardener?
Player 1. Correct. We return to you, Player 1.
Films for comic books 2.
Iron Man and Thor were among the superheroes who came together in this 2012 blockbuster.
What is the Avengers?
Yes, player one. Please pick again, player one.
400.
Severely underweight from his role in The Machinist, Christian Bale gained 100 pounds to play this role.
What is Batman?
Yes, player one. Good.
Well, who is Batman?
Player one. Pick again.
6.
Jake Gyllenhaal was reportedly ready to take over this role after Tobey Maguire suffered back pains.
Who's Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Yes, player one. That's correct. We return to you, player one.
800.
The 2007 Fantastic Four sequel was subtitled Rise of This Galactic Traveler.
Who is the Silver Surfer?
It's player one. Player one, choose again.
1,000.
In X-Men First Class, this Oscar-nominated actress got all blue in the face as the mutant Mystique. It's player one.
Hold on.
Jennifer Lawrence? It has to be Jennifer Lawrence.
Wait, what's the clue again?
In X-Men First Class, this Oscar-nominated actress got all blue in the face as the mutant Mystique. And I'm guessing it would be Jennifer Lawrence. I'm just guessing.
Who is Raven Darkhold?
No. X-Men First Class.
It is Jennifer Lawrence.
Correct. Select again.
All About Authors 2.
In the early 1920s, she scandalized Atlanta society by doing a provocative dance at a debutante ball.
Who is Margaret Mitchell?
Yes, player one? Correct. Select again. Mark Twain said, I came in with this in 1835. It is coming again next year, 1910, and I expect to go out with it.
What is
He
Halley's
did.
Comet?
Let's hear it, player one. Is correct.
Haley's Comet.
We return to you, player
Comet.
one.
600.
He wrote his last short story, The Betrothed, shortly before his play, The Cherry Orchard. Yes, player one?
Who is Anton Chekhov?
Who is Anton Chekhov?
Player one, back
Hey.
to you for our... This novelist who wrote about gorillas in Congo passed away in 2008.
Who is Michael Crichton?
Yes, player
Michael.
one?
Yeah, who is Michael Crichton?
You again, player one.
1,000.
His father disapproved of his poetry writing, so Chile's Naftali Ricardo Reyes Basualto adopted this pen name.
Who is Pablo Neruda?
Pablo.
Okay,
yeah.
player one?
Neruda.
That's correct. We return to you, player one.
Easily Expressed 2.
An ambitious person is often described as an eager one of these.
What's a beaver?
Let's hear it, player one. That is correct. Please pick
4.
again, player one. If you're a little eccentric, you're likely to have one of these in your bonnet. Okay,
What's a
player
bee?
one.
Being your bonnet.
Correct. Please pick again,
6.
player one. In the familiar proverb, it's when the mice will play.
What
It's
is
player
When the
one.
Cat's Away?
wins the cat's away, the mice will play.
Please pick again. When it comes to a crisis, you shouldn't do this in midstream.
What is change horses?
Let's hear it, player one. You got it. Player one, don't be afraid to meet a problem head on. Just do this, like a matador.
What is take the bull by the horn?
Player one. Player one, back to you for our
200.
next selection. This dictator's rumored romp with Pompey's wife was even riskier than his fling with Cleopatra.
Who is Julius Caesar?
Player one. That's correct. Player one, back to you. When this great guy became king of Judea, he banished his first wife, Doris, and married a princess named Mariamne.
Who's King Herod the Great?
Let's hear it, player one.
There is a great.
That's correct. You get to pick again, player one. For 13 years, Madame de Montespan was the sunshine of this Sun King's life.
Who's King Louis the 14th?
Let's hear it, player one.
It was Louis Louis, let's see, 14th is XIV. Yeah. XVI is 16th.
Player one, back to the Earl of Bothwell led the plot to murder this queen's second husband 3 months before becoming hubby number 3.
Who's Mary, Queen of Scots?
Let's hear it, player one. Yes.
And finally,
And here's the $1,000 clue. The Duchess of Portsmouth was the least popular mistress of this merry monarch, and that was quite a contest. Let's hear it, player one. Correct.
wow.
Player two is in
$18,400.
Select first in Double Jeopardy. We start the Double Jeopardy categories with this one. The comics. The gall of that guy. The deep blue sea. Colorful words and phrases. American lit. And from page to screen. Player two.
There
You
we
start
go,
us
from
off.
page to screen.
69 years apart, Lillian Gish and Demi Moore got an A for effort for starring in films based on this
What is
classic
the
novel.
letter?
Player one.
What is? Yeah, that's got there. 69 popped up again. How about that?
Player one. You're
And
at the end of the board. The film A&P is based on a story by this Rabbit Run author.
Who's John
John,
Updike?
Okay, player one.
John Updike?
That's right. Way to go.
1,200.
Oh, Rochester. William Hurt was in the 1996 version of this oft-filmed Bronte classic.
What
Let's hear it,
is-
player one.
Jane Henry?
What is Jane Eyre?
Jane Eyre, yeah.
Player one. Back to you.
1,600.
Marilyn Monroe longed to play Grushenka in the 1958 film of this Dostoevsky saga, but Maria Schell got the part.
So what?
Yes, player one.
The Brothers Karamazov.
Mazal.
We return to you,
2000.
player one. Fitzgerald didn't finish this novel, so screenwriter Harold Pinter had to come up with an ending for the 1976 film.
What is the last tycoon?
Let's
Last
hear it, player
Tycoon.
one. Right you are. You again, player one.
Colorful words and faces 4.
Here's Sarah. She'll show you.
A storm system that has lasted for centuries, this feature of Jupiter is large enough to engulf the Earth and Mars side by side.
What is the red spot?
Yes, player one.
What's the Great Red Spot?
That's right. Way to go. player one. You pick
Colorful
again,
words
please.
and faces say.
In 1982, Blue Cross merged with this company to become America's largest single provider of managed healthcare coverage.
Blue Shield. Blue
Okay,
Shield.
player one.
Thank you.
You get to pick again, player one.
1200. That's one of them.
The first of the two daily doubles. You are in the lead right now. How much are you going to wager, player one?
The entire thing.
Here is your clue. A real-life mutiny aboard a Soviet frigate inspired this 1984 Tom Clancy bestseller.
What is the
Hunt for Red October.
Congratulations, you're still in first, player one. Player one, back to you.
1600.
Our next in Othello, Iago warns, "Oh, beware, my lord, of jealousy. It is this creature."
What is a green-eyed
It's player
monster?
one.
Green-eyed monster.
Good. Player one, back to you.
2000.
Orphorogenitus, a royal epithet given to Byzantine emperors, translates to this phrase.
What is born to the purple?
Let's hear it, player one.
Oh, yeah, well, it's born with purple.
We return to you, player one.
The comics 4.
This Peanuts character got a sister named Sally in 1959.
Who is Charlie Brown?
Let's hear it, player one. You are correct.
Good grief.
We return to you,
Hey.
player one. Weirdo would be another name for this Dan Ferraro comic that began as a replacement for The Far Side.
What is Bizarro?
Okay, player one.
Bizarro. That's a good one.
Please pick again,
1200.
player one. Mr. Munster wasn't the subject of this 1975 to 1992 Jim Unger strip. It's
What
player one.
is-
Herman?
That's right, way to go. Player one, you pick again, please.
1600.
In Bob Fave's comic, Frank bums around with this guy. Okay, player one. That's correct.
That's Ernest.
Player one,
2000.
pick again. This edgy Aaron Magruder comic strip debuted in 1996.
What is the Boondocks?
Yes, player one. Good for you.
Jeez.
Player one, back to you.
Man Can Lit 4.
This Southern epic swept across the nation as the best-selling fiction book of 1936 and 1937.
What is...
Player one.
Southern one. Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
Is correct. Player one, back to you. And I'll hand it off to Kelly.
In Portsmouth, New Hampshire, you can still see the home of this real-life orator who, in a famous story, out-argues the devil.
Who's Daniel Webster?
It's player one.
That is Daniel Webster at 62,000.
You again, player one.
1200.
In a Whitman poem in memory of Abraham Lincoln, it's the title that precedes Our Fearful Trip is Done.
What is...
Okay, player one.
What is Oh Captain, My Captain?
Yes. Player one.
1600.
Back to you. Governor Willie Stark in this Robert Penn Warren novel is said to have been modeled after Huey Long.
What is All the King's Men?
Okay, player one. You correct. You again, player one. This Melville novel is subtitled A Narrative of Adventures in the South Seas.
Was...
Ooh.
Let's hear it, player one.
What?
O-M-O-O.
Omu?
That is correct. We return to you, player one.
2000. Deep Blue Sea.
The Crimean Mountains contain prominent cliffs found on the northern coast of this sea.
What?
It's player
Oh,
one.
what is the Black Sea?
Good for you. Player 1,
400.
back to you. Heading southeast, the Yucatan Channel between Mexico and Cuba leads into this sea.
What is the Caribbean Sea?
Player 1,
Or the Caribbean.
that's correct.
69,200.
You get to pick again, Player 1.
And the Deep Blue
The
Sea.
Romans called it Mare Nostrum, our sea.
Mediterranean.
It's Player 1. That's it.
70,000
We return
even.
to you, Player 1.
1,200.
Astrakhan, Russia is found nearest the shores of this large sea, which is really a salt lake.
Say what?
Let's hear it, Player 1.
Caspian.
What is Caspian Sea?
Player 1, choose again. It's found on the southern end of the Suez Canal.
What is the Red Sea?
Okay, Player 1.
Yeah, what's the Red Sea?
Player 1,
400.
back to you.
The gal of that guy.
De Gaulle's June 18, 1940 broadcast in this city asking for France's leadership led to a death sentence in a French court.
What's Paris?
Player 1.
London.
Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this?
It was London. If they don't get that one, it's London.
Here's what we were looking for. London.
Ah, we're still way in the
Player
head.
1. Pick again.
And
De Gaulle wanted a small mobile army versus static theories like this defensive line named for a minister of war. Let's hear it, Player 1.
What is the Maginot Line?
want to not line.
That's it. We return to you, Player 1.
Okay, say that one for last.
The second daily double. You are in first place. How much?
All of it.
Here is your clue. Charles de Gaulle fought in this February to July 1916 battle in which the Germans did not pass.
What is Verdun?
You have maintained your lead. Player 1. Pick again.
1,600.
In 1965, de Gaulle won the presidency by defeating this socialist, later France's leader from 1981 to 1995.
Who is Francois Mitterrand?
It's Player 1.
Oh.
Correct.
And the final clue.
And the last clue for $2,000. In 1925, de Gaulle was promoted to the staff of the Supreme War Council by this marshal.
Marshall.
Yes, Player 1.
No, to that marshal. Pierre Laval. Henry Philippe Pétain of Ferdinand Foch.
Yes. Sorry, players. Only Player 1 will be moving on to Final Jeopardy.
How much you got right now?
Everything depends on Final Jeopardy, of course, so let's take a look at the category, shall we? Traveling the globe. So, what's your...
150,000. 150,000? Bet it all.
All right, players, this is what it comes down to. Here is the Final Jeopardy clue. Flying due west from Los Angeles, it's the first foreign country you would reach.
What's Japan?
What did you put as your response? How much do you add to your total with
Bingo. And even $300,000.
You're the winner.
God.
Good game. Thank you so much for playing.
Even for a surprise? $312,000 in just 2 games. Jeopardy for the 316 bucks. I'd like to thank our strikers for being a part of it and helping out.
Anytime.
And we will see you all in the next video.